Hello, I'm Dr. Vanita Rattan, and today's video is all about Priyanka Chopra skincare routine. Now, she's doing this routine with her mum, which I think is wonderful. I think it's actually a really good bonding experience doing skincare with your kids. And her mum knows a lot about skincare, so I'm excited to see what advice she's going to give Priyanka Chopra. Now, Priyanka Chopra I'm a huge fan of her, I'm sure majority of Indians in the world are. I remember I met her when I was quite young. She was on the set of Krish 3, and the compliment I gave her was I loved how white her teeth were. She was so gracious. She said, I've been given all compliments in my life, but no one has ever complimented my teeth. So that was an awkward moment. But anyway, let's move on to her skincare. Quick fixes for your skin, especially when it's troubled.
Let's talk about like cleaning out the skin. I use organic coconut oil, which is amazing. That's great, right? Like it gets like a little oil and warm. Keep it on the face for like couple of minutes, and then take like a moist hand towel, like put that in hot water, and then once it's moist, just like sort of rub it against your skin gently like that, and it exfoliates and hydrates at the same time, and just takes off all your makeup. And that like really helped with my dry skin.
And as you go to bed, your pores say, thank you.
Okay, so coconut oil is actually very good at removing makeup because it does a couple of things. 50% of coconut oil is lauric acid. Lauric acid is an antibacterial, so it's actually very good for people who have acne-prone skin, and it hydrates the skin too. The thing I would say, it also has detergent properties, which is why it's good at removing makeup. It's a very good first step actually for cleansing your skin. The only thing I would probably caution against is when you're taking it off, this physical exfoliation that she's talking about by rubbing it off. I hope she means doing it gently and not actually exfoliating the skin, because when we've got skin of color, we can't afford to cause any inflammation. And when you rub too harshly on your skin, it leads to micro tears, which leads to more inflammation and pigmentation, which is not great for skin of color. But I'm definitely yes for the coconut oil removing makeup.
I was shooting a movie in Mauritius, and the sun is so harsh. And I remember I got completely burned because I was shooting every day on the beach, and my makeup artist was struggling because my skin color would change every hour, I think. And I was burning and I was peeling everywhere. And I remember my mom made this like mask. I think ubtan is one of my favorite fixes. Do you think we could make it in the kitchen and show it to them?
This is the flour. It has to be whole wheat.
Whole wheat flour.
The husk works as a exfoliator. If you want it just for the face, 2 spoons good. Pinch of turmeric onto it. So you take some lime, few drops lime juice, and then we add yogurt to it. And the yogurt has to be full cream.
What should the consistency be like?
Turn it into a paste. If it's too dry, put in the rose water, and that'll...
Yeah, it's too dry.
So rose water.
And so there we go. That's the paste. This is ubtan. And that's like the consistency of it.
Yeah. And in about 15-20 minutes, it becomes like a mask. It dries up. And then what you have to do is just rub it a bit as it is drying to remove it. So when it comes off and it is dry in flakes.
I love being your demo model.
So this process takes this little fine hair off. It takes the fine dirty skin off.
I feel like I really need to do this tonight. I may not have done it for a really long time.
Okay, so I hear this recipe quite a lot actually. So what is bran? Let's start with each ingredient. So when we're talking about wheat, you're talking about the seeds from grass plants. And when you're talking about the whole grain, you're also including the outer bran layer. And that can be quite harsh on the skin. The positives are it does have amino acids in it. It has got ferulic acid in it. It has got antioxidants in it. So it does have a lot of positives, but I wouldn't use this as a mechanical exfoliator because you have no control actually of the size of the exfoliant and how much of your cells are being removed. You don't even have control if living cells are being removed too. And so that's why I'm not a huge fan of physical exfoliators on skin of color, but particularly when I haven't controlled the size of the particle actually exfoliating my skin. Turmeric is another very common ingredient you'll find in a lot of DIY masks. Now, the active ingredient in turmeric is curcumin. Curcumin has actually got quite a low bioavailability, which means it doesn't absorb that well into the system. So it's not the most effective ingredient I would put into my DIY mask. Having said that, most people are fine with it. It's fine for skin of color. I would just check behind your ear to make sure you're not reacting, but actually it's one of the safest ingredients that you can use. Okay, so limes are the next ingredient that she's added. Lemon and lime you find in a lot of these DIY recipes, but they're not great for skin of color because the pH is actually very low compared to our skin. In addition, the acid, the AHA molecule, the acid molecules are tiny and they fly through the skin and can burn skin of color. And so in my clinic at the Hyperpigmentation Clinic, I see a lot of patients coming in who've had burns from applying lemon juice to the skin. So I'm glad she's only applying a few drops, but I wouldn't risk it on my own face. So I would avoid the lime. It's also got psoralins in it too, which can lead to phototoxicity. And so that is basically leads to a blister on the skin when UV hits the skin and you have that ingredient on the skin. So for that reason as well, I'd avoid it. The next ingredient she applies is yogurt. Yogurt basically breaks down into lactic acid on your skin. It acts as an AHA, so a chemical exfoliator. It's one of the safest AHAs, to be honest. So it'd be one that I think is suitable for skin of color. I personally wouldn't worry just because I have sensitive skin. But if you don't have sensitive skin, you don't usually react, and you've got skin of color, this is an ingredient that's absolutely fine for your skin. And the last ingredient that she's added is rose water. So rose water actually has quite a lot of benefits. It's antimicrobial, it's an antioxidant, and it's an anti-inflammatory. Studies have also shown that when you inhale rose water, it actually reduces your cortisol levels in your body, which is basically your stress hormones. And so it has quite a relaxing, calming effect on you. So I would recommend wearing rose water and putting it into your DIY mask.
I feel like you have all of these tricks, but like these passed down, you know, through generations of Indian women because it's such an old culture. And you also had like this amazing homemade lip scrub. Tell me about that.
Rose water and sugar, so simple.
That's all.
You might even put rose petals if you want the pink to be in
Or
there.
if you want to be like Cleopatra, so you can just put like rose
Just
petals.
a few rose petals.
Just scrub it on your
Scrub it on your
mouth and like,
All the dead skin go away.
and your lips are pink and plush.
Because of the sugar, you get that plump.
Oh, so the sugar gives it like that.
It's hygroscopic, so it pulls the fluid out and your lips go pop.
She's a doctor. It's
Oh dear.
hygroscopic. Just today my stylist was like getting me into my shirt and she was like, oh, you have such soft skin. And I was like, really? I love oiling my body in general. I feel like, you know, people take care of their faces so much we forget the rest of it. But like at night, it takes 5 minutes and you still use it?
I use my oil all the time.
So what are the other things I may have turned you know, onto?
Some makeup.
I think it's actually a great idea to oil your body. The best way to do it really is when you come out of the shower and you're still quite damp, I use sweet almond oil, and that basically locks in the moisture into your skin. And I think the reason people don't tend to moisturize their skin is because creams can feel quite cold when you come out the shower, but actually when you oil while you're actually standing in the shower even, you don't feel that, and it does hydrate your skin, and that's quite important for the longevity of your skin. No one wants to have their skin sagging prematurely, and actually hydrating it will prevent that from happening.
Tricks.
Ooh, like don't do eyes and mouth together. Don't look
yeah.
like a Christmas tree when you walk.
Absolutely. And how to get that put on glow.
Yeah, what is that? How do you get that?
You want me to tell
No, I
you?
don't want you to say it. I don't want you to say it.
I want to know, how do you get glow?
Okay, so I'm definitely putting this on my face today. Do you want to try it with me?
Yeah, we can both do it and watch a film.
Mask, movie, and vino. That sounds like a good date night, Mom.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Oh, that's such a sweet video. Mask, movie, and vino. That is, mask, movie are great. Vino's got alcohol in it, which is not good for your skin, but have a glass, it's fine. I hope you found today's video helpful. If you want me to do any other reaction videos to any other skincare routines, please can you write it in the description box below. And if there's anything else you want me to do a video on, please write it below and you know I will make it for you. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe.